Hey everyone, how's it going? What is up? It is me, Windstalker. And I see that today on Netflix they have NCSI all the way up to season 11. And so I think it is the first 8 or 9, I can't quite remember, seasons of NCSI on DVD at my parents' house. And I have watched every single episode of that. And now that the 11 seasons are on Netflix, I'm like, yes. So I'm having me an NCSI marathon, where I'm starting with season 1, which is awesome. I didn't really like season 2 because, I don't know, season 2 was kind of blah. It's the only season out of the entire, well, I haven't seen past 8, I think, but up to 8 or 9 is the only season that was bad to me. All the other seasons was excellent. But season 2, I don't know. I mean, it's like, okay, first season they get Caitlin Todd, and that's awesome because she appears on Yankee White, the very first episode where they're on Air Force One, trying to solve a thing and all this good stuff. That's awesome. Season 2 still has Caitlin Todd in it. But then they go through the entire thing of where it's like, okay, oh, and this is going to be some spoilers right here. And they go through the whole thing, and Tony gets this disease that he, is afraid he's going to die from, but he doesn't die from it. And Caitlin Todd doesn't have it. And then in the end, this guy named Aries ends up shooting Todd in the head with, I think, what they call, the rifle is called a Caitlin or something like that. And that brings in season 3 where they bring in Ziva. I was really disappointed. I mean, sure, maybe Caitlin, the woman that played Caitlin, wanted to leave NCSI, and that was the answer to that, but I was so disappointed in that. I mean, sure, she said Gibbs, and she appears as a ghost, which is actually just memories of her, because each of them sees her differently. And the most hilarious one was probably Abby's version of her, where she was goth. I mean, Tony's was pretty good with the way he saw her, but Abby, that's my favorite character, hands down. I mean, sure, I like McGee, but Abby's my favorite character, hands down. That is freaking hilarious. She's freaking awesome. So that was exciting. And then, you go through the whole thing, and it eventually gets to where Gibbs' mentor, the guy that was his boss back before NCSI became NCSI, dies. And then it's like, wow, I mean, this show, I mean, I like Bones, and I like Criminal Minds, which I know Criminal Minds and Bones are both on Netflix. And I like to start them from the beginning because I think I only have like the first 3 or 4, maybe 5 seasons of Criminal Minds, and maybe the same on Bones. And I'm trying to get into Castle because my parents really like Castle. I haven't quite got into it yet because I don't know. It's just kind of. I mean, I'm excited that they're bringing back X-Files. Really am. But after as weird as X-Files got. But anyway, I got both the movies of X-Files. I don't have any of the episodes, but yeah, I was a big collector of NCSI for the longest while. It makes me want to go out and get all caught up, even though I don't think season 13's out yet. I believe that season 12 is out, though. And maybe 12, well, maybe 12 isn't out there because they just got renewed, which I'm really excited about. Them going into the 13th season. I mean, unlike The Simpsons, they haven't got blah yet. But I don't know how much longer Mark Hamill Harmon will want to do Gibbs. I mean, it's kind of weird. After you see him in some stuff before NCSI, and then you see him in some stuff after NCSI, he has that Gibbsy vibe, which may be him naturally, and everything's going to have that Gibbsy vibe. But I mean, because he's Gibbs, but some of his he isn't Gibbs, but some of his memorisms is Gibbs, and it's like, wow, it's like he's hard pressed to break away from that. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know what Tony. I used to know what the guy that played Tony DiNozzo's character's name was, but I wonder what the other character's going to do if they ever, NCSI just ever goes away. Which I hope that it makes it, as long as The Simpsons and even outlasts The Simpsons one of these days. But you never know. All depends on ratings. And for some reason, The Simpsons have been going on for 20 plus years, because I remember watching that back in the late 80s, I think it was, and it's like, wow. And then here it is, 2015, and The Simpsons is still going on. It's like, dang. I hope the same thing happens to NCSI. I like NCSI. It is a really good show. I used to not care for police procedural shows. I mean, I couldn't get into some of the stuff in the 90s, but this has the right mix of comedy and police procedural stuff and right balance of stuff and the right characters, where even if you haven't watched it in a while and you pick it up, it's just like coming home. It's just like, yeah. So I'm looking forward to watching all of season 1. I'm going into season 2, which is, of course, my least favorite, because I don't know what was the deal with season 2. It's just, I own it on DVD, and I can't usually bring myself to watching it. And I'm going to have to really force myself to watch it on Netflix. But after that, it gets better, and I like it a whole lot, and it's awesome. So, I mean, Gibbs, Ziva, Caitlin, Abby, McGee, Palmer. I forget what the original assistant did. Ducky. Oh, yeah, Ducky. Can't forget Ducky. The original assistant to Ducky was, he wasn't in it long, because it seemed like Aries shot him in the shoulder, and after that he appeared in a few episodes after that, and then he kind of just basically disappeared. So it's kind of be interesting to see how he's doing right now. I mean, I'd be interested in seeing, what's up with him. Palmer definitely has grown and become a lot better character from his interesting start. And I mean, it's interesting that up until, what was it? I think it was season 3 when they brought in the female director of NCSI. I forget her name. She was the first solid director of NCSI they had, and then after that it went to Vance. I can't believe I can't remember her name. Dang. Man. My brain just went blink. It's like... But yeah, it's interesting that the first, and then of course, then bringing back Gibbs' father, which is freaking awesome, and bringing in Gibbs' mentor is freaking awesome. I was sad when Gibbs, he didn't leave the show, but he wasn't going to be a main character, and he came back to help Tony, and then eventually came back after a bad accident in quite a bit of later episodes. I mean, I was sad about that, and it was like, when Gibbs finally comes back, it's like, yeah, finally. This is going to be so freaking awesome. Possum. So, yeah, I was excited about that, because Gibbs seems to be so instrumental in this show. as the the leader of the team and everything, and even though Tony is probably ready to lead the team himself, he's still, I feel, has some things to learn. I haven't seen, like I said, the last 3 seasons, because I've seen up to the last, I think, 8. It might have been later, I don't know. And sure, Tony has gotten better. All the characters have gotten better. They've, dang, they has grown. And Tony may one day take over the reins of the NCSI team. But as of right now, I think he really does need Gibbs. And Gibbs probably won't retire for another, like, I don't know. See, this is season 13. 7 more seasons. It'll probably be like season 20 when Gibbs retires and hands the reign over to Tony, and he's still being the thing as the mentor to Tony and help him out on some cases and everything, like they did with Gibbs's mentor. That'd be freaking awesome. But yeah, I'm really excited in the direction that they're going. I'm sad that they lost Ziva. I haven't seen it, but I was sad that they lost Ziva. I haven't really seen the woman that replaced Ziva yet. But I mean, after Caitlyn was with the show for 2 seasons, and then Ziva was with the show for what, 8? I think it was. Or did she leave in 10? Well, anyway, she was with the show a very long time, and now they finally switched over to this. I think she did actually leave after season 10. So it's been like 8 freaking seasons with them. So it's like, wow, Or maybe it was sooner, I don't know. I'm watching it now. I'm going all the way up to season 11. Can't wait. And then I'm probably going to go out when I get some extra bread and get the other seasons of NCSI and catch it up on DVD so my parents can watch it, because I got my parents actually interested in this. I mean, it was amazing that I got my parents into NCSI, Criminal Minds, Bones. I got my dad into Warehouse 13. They both love Castle. I didn't get them into Castle because I haven't really watched it. There was something else I got them into that they really enjoy. They got themselves into Once Upon a Time, which I've tried to watch that show. I still don't understand it. Of course, I never tried it from the beginning, but maybe I'll try it from the beginning and maybe I'll get into it. Because, I mean, it's got an interesting premises. I like it. The premises to it, but I don't know. Like Castle, I'm going to look to see if Castle is on Netflix, and if it is, I want to try to catch that from the beginning. Of course, Mom and Dad got season 1 of Castle, I think. So I may just borrow that DVD. I don't know. But I'm trying out some new series, which is interesting, like Daredevil and some other series that I didn't actually watch that's on Netflix, and it's kind of like, oh, okay. And Daredevil is Netflix's property, actually. But I'm trying to broaden my horizon, get into more stuff, find more stuff that's cool to watch. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys